Hello, Podcaster here again, and we are back for episode 33. And I've been sitting here in my train station a little bit, watching my new fancy grandfather clock, waiting for some compressed iron. So, I have found diamonds. And I'm going to keep one on this pedestal here amongst the other gems I've found so far. And yes, lapis is a gem. Obviously this lump is not polished, which you can't do in Minecraft, unfortunately. So I've been working on the railway, and as you can see I have a tape measure. And I measured the distance from the bridge and to the landmass that it will eventually encounter. And there are 320 blocks left until land. So my current goal was to make enough tracks and stone posts to be able to bridge that distance in one go. However, then I found some diamonds while mining. Underneath here I found a cave which I explored a little bit, fought some zombies, and I found some diamonds deep down in that cave. Whoop. And they are done, so we don't need to provide any more pressure. So I have 12 compressed iron. Now I'm going to need 4 pieces of sand. So I'm going to make a refinery. I'm going to smelt this into glass. So this will take 2 diamonds. And there we go. And then we're going to do it right here. So we put 2 diamonds in the center, then put glass on the sides, and then fill the remaining spaces with compressed iron. So we get 2 refineries, and you need at least 2 of these. And let's put it here-ish. Yeah, here will do. Then we put it on top like this. And if we open the interface, see we have 2 tanks. So each of these blocks is 1 tank. And you can have up to 4 refineries stacked on top of each other. So this is the input tank, this is the temperature, and if we go into recipes here, this is the mode it is currently in, which is the most basic one, where you input oil, and it will make diesel and LPG. I have no idea what that stands for. If you add a 3rd refinery, this refinery will make oil into diesel, kerosene, and LPG, and lastly, gasoline, and the other 3. Now, these 3 are fuels, obviously, and this is what you use to make plastic. So this is what we want. We're going to get diesel as well, which we can use as a liquid fuel, obviously. Now you can crack these other fluids into the lesser ones. I think this is the highest. Then you have this one, then this one, then this. I might be remembering that wrong. Let's see, there is another machine. There it is. The thermopneumatic processing plant. I should really make one of these as well. I'm going to make one of those. So we're going to need 5 more compressed iron. So we're going to get 2 of these bottles. And you. And I'm going to take... So these bottles hold 2 ingots worth of molten metal. The ladle, as I'm sure you're aware, holds 1. Now I made some changes to my base. As you can see, I've moved the blacksmith's anvil. I've added hoppers underneath the casts, so when there are items inside, they automatically get extracted and output into this crate here, which means I don't have to take them out manually and go chasing items flying about my workshop. Plus, they can immediately start cooling down or casting new ones. So I'm just going to throw these in here. As you can see, they go into the interface. The outer door will close and the inner door will open, and they will be thrown out inside of the pressure chamber. It seems we have just enough pressure to get 3. No, there probably isn't enough. So because we have the interfaces now, we no longer need to break the chamber to get our ingots out. Now the interfaces let out a little pressure each time they open. They sort of work like an airlock. Probably said this before. So when they open to the outside, any pressure that is inside the interface itself is let out, and then they close, and when the inner door opens, the pressure inside the chamber will equalize with the lack of pressure in the interface again, and then that pressure will again be let out once it opens to the outside again. Okay, so we're going to need another tube. I know I have a bunch of tubes in the gas lift over here, so we're going to take one of those. Then I need 2 more blocks of sand to make glass. And then we're going to need a piece of redstone as well. And there we go. Then it was like this, with glass and a pressure tube. There we go. I'm going to place this in here somewhere, but we're not going to use this quite yet. Just going to use it to check on the recipes. So this takes a fluid and an item. We're actually going to need this to make plastic, actually, so I needed one anyway. Just realized. And it needs to be heated up. It also needs to be provided with pressure. But if we look at the recipes, we can make can take LPG and coal, and it cannot be charcoal. It has to be regular coal. and make liquid plastic. And as you can see, it takes 100 millibuckets and a piece of coal, and you get a bucket of plastic. You can take diesel and crack it into kerosene. Kerosene can be cracked into gasoline, and gasoline can be cracked into LPG. So if you want, you don't have to use these as fuel. You can use them to make more plastic if you like. Now I'm not sure what the advantages of adding more refineries. I don't think you get any more fluid. That's 6 millibuckets out of 10. You lose the... I suppose you lose the some of the fluid, so it's less efficient. So you only get 6 out of 10 millibuckets back, so 4 millibuckets are lost. However, if we do this, we get 2 plus 3, 5. Yeah, we get... So this we get all of the fluid back. We input 10 millibuckets and get 10 out. With this, we input 10 millibuckets and get 6 out, so we lose 4. So adding more refineries means you get a more efficient conversion. However, instead you get more fluids. So here we get 4 millibuckets of diesel and 2 of LPG. Here we get 2 LPG and 2 diesel and 3 kerosene and gasoline. I'm not sure what the difference between diesel and gasoline is as fuel, and I'm also not sure if you can burn kerosene in anything. I would assume that the fluid compressor, wherever it is, the liquid compressor, can take most of these, except LPG probably, as fuel. But I don't know about other blocks or machines such as the fluid heat generator and the Railcraft boiler. I need a heat source. So we're going to take a bucket of lava, and lava is hot, and we're going to put it underneath the refinery. Should probably work. So the refinery needs heat. We grab a bucket of oil and input it into the refinery. It didn't change, I don't think. So the arrow marks where the temperature needs to be for the refinery to work. So we've put a block of lava underneath like that. Temperature will start to increase. And it should reach operating temperature, and I want a lever. I do want to have a way of turning it on and off easily. Just need to put it in there. Doesn't seem to be quite enough. We might need a second lava block to allow it to reach the temperature it needs. Yeah, it seems to have stopped. So if I do this, let's dig out like this, and then let's put the lava block there, and that should allow it to work. Does this also require... it should enable on a high signal. I suppose the lever is in the wrong position. Let's put it there then. There we go. So now it's using heat, and it's converting the oil into LPG and diesel. Then we're going to need to get this running, and this needs heat and pressure. So we're going to have to connect that up. Might have to make a not an advanced. We need 6 more compressed iron and a pneumatic tube. Let's just get all the remaining tubes from out here. All 8 of them. And we need 6 iron ingots. Damn it. And then we can put these back. Also going to need 8 cobblestone. Oh, actually I have a furnace which used to be in the corridor outside. Need to get the iron. We'll put it in here, and this should have enough pressure. Let's put in some more, because I'm just went away. Then we have 6 of those, and then we put them like this. You there and you there. And then not sure how close it needs to be. I think it needs to be next to the lava block. This connects on any side except the back. Probably any side, really. I think I can put it next to the refinery here. That will bump up the temperature. And I'm going to need some more oil to reach an entire bucket of LPG so I can take it out. Let's put in another bucket of oil. We put the air compressor here, then a tube in between. Don't really need the tube, but I'm going to put it in anyway. Or put it there anyway. I'm going to need some coal, and we're also going to need a plastic mixer. So we need 5 more iron ingots. I probably should have prepared these beforehand, maybe. And then we're going to need 3 pieces of sand. And we're going to cook those into glass. And there we have those. And those. And then I think it was like this. Nope. And we'll put that there. And we still don't have the amount of LPG we need. So I'm going to have to input more oil. Good thing we have a supply right here. That might do it. Maybe. I don't know if the lava is ever used up, or if it just provides infinite heat. Oh, that could have gone badly. Good thing I didn't put in more coal. No problems. So the LPG is in this block, and the diesel is in the bottom block. So if I wanted to, I could... Oh dear. And I'm back. I had a little crash there, apparently. Trying to insert buckets into the refinery interface is not a good idea, apparently. Still got lava back there. Yeah, so I scrolled up on the buckets. I expected them to end up here, but they apparently tried to insert into the refinery, which caused a client crash. Put in some more oil, and it looks like we'll have a bucket of LPG very shortly. Stupid spiders. Who needs insanity when you have spiders on your roof? And almost there. And there we go. So now if I right click there, no. I can't get it out in buckets. Well, dang it. I am going to get a wooden fluid pipe. I don't have any. I should have some green dye here. Let's make one. I'll grab the clockwork engine and probably need the wrench as well. Just in case it ends up facing the wrong way. The pipe, that is. Then we put it on the side like that. Yep. Flip you over. Put the engine there. And then we'll wind you up. And you should extract the LPG in here. And this will start converting it into liquid plastic. And I don't know if can't bucket that either. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, I'm out of coal. I suppose I'm going to have to do this and this, and then I'm going to have to grab you and to put you here and pipe there, and then engine here. Then wind you up. Then plastic will flow into here. We'll have liquid plastic in here. Oh, wait, stop. Well, crap. I forgot I haven't updated this mod, because the way plastic is handled in the mixer is a little different now, and I should be using the new system, so I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, and I'm back, and now I've updated Railcraft to the correct version. Now, I usually go through this in the beginning of the episode, but I forgot this time because I was excited about diamonds. I've updated Railcraft, obviously, which I just did. I also updated Buildcraft Compat, Buildcraft Editions, and Buildcraft Oil Tweak. Not very major changes, except Railcraft, obviously, which we are dealing with right now. So, now I have all my liquid plastic, all 7 buckets of it, in this plastic mixer here. You can see the interface changed a little bit. Now I have these 3 slots here, and what we want is we want red dye, green dye, and that's interesting. Oh, now it works. And blue dye in here. Oh, right. That's why. So it apparently takes 3 to fill these internal buffers here. And now I have this little button here. And with these 3 colors, we can get any colored plastic we want. And it will use a mix of these to create the correct color of the button we push. So a push of a button equals one sheet of plastic with that color, and I think one bucket equals one sheet, which is a little weird considering a bucket is a cubic meter of fluid. It's not the difference when it's melted shouldn't be that much, but whatever. So before you had to apply dyes to get the correct color and then cool down the mixer to solidify the fluid into plastic sheets. But now that you only need heat to melt down plastic sheets into liquid plastic again, and it's very hot here next to the lava. I don't need to drink right now. Let's move away a little bit. So we have reached the time limit, but I'm going to drag over a little bit. So one of the things I want is one of these, and to do that I'm going to need one of these. So for that I'm going to need green plastic and a compressed iron ingot. I'm also going to need a UV light box, and for that I need a PCB blueprint. I also need emeralds for that, which I don't have. Well, that's that shot down. A drone also requires a PCB. Alright, I think I'm going to end the episode here. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do exactly. So we're not going to make any plastic sheets yet, because I need to know which I need first, because different recipes require different colors. Yeah. So I'm going to make the sheets as I need them, obviously. So in between this episode and the next one, I will continue working on the railroad. So the current holdback is I need to make more stone posts, which means I need to make a lot more rebar, and the current method I'm going with is bronze. I've been using steel, but I've been running low on coal, which means I can't make coal coke, which makes it more difficult to make steel. So now that I've found a cave that has a bunch of tin in it, and I have built up a supply of it, I can make bronze again, which means I can use that to make rebar, which I'm going to use to make stone posts. We're going to run upstairs quickly, and that was the clock dinging, I believe. So these are all the tracks I need to reach the landmass, and I need an equal supply of stone posts, which I haven't completed yet. Then once there, I'm going to need more tracks, obviously, to cross the land, and then I will reach water on the other side again, and we'll need to construct another bridge. But I will do that off camera. I also got a handy drop this. Respiration 2 and Aqua Affinity. I think this dropped from a zombie or a skeleton or something, which was quite fortunate. I've been using this instead of the goggles, the snorkel, and it's been quite handy. It's still pretty difficult to make the pillars where the ocean is very deep, but it has made it easier. I also got a skeleton Vita. We will make a statue out of this eventually. But with that, I will say goodbye, and I will see you in the next episode.
To this fight and you shall surely win. Now is the time to prove that you shall last until the end. Put your best into this fight and you shall surely win. Now is the time to prove that you shall last until the end.